Welcome. I'm Danielle Sally.
And I'm Eva Fusa.
And you're listening to Ghost Boss, stories about the freelance afterlife. Hey, ghosties.
There's two of us. We are ghosties.
We got multiple ghosties today.
We have a friend here. Lynn's here.
Yes. Lynn, welcome to the Ghost Boss podcast. Would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners today?
Yes. Hi, I'm Lynn Luck. I am the owner of Curated with Lynn, a photography company slash social media management company here based out of Columbia, South Carolina.
Very cool. We were really excited, Lynn and I've known you for a while professionally, but then we've been hanging out a lot personally the last year or so. So like I was excited because I was like, she does what we do, but differently, but for the same people in a similar market. And I would just like to, hear if people drive you just as crazy about final files for photography the way they do us for our design files. So
Yeah.
so yeah, how long actually don't even know. A lot of times we have guests I do know these things, but I don't know these things. How long have you been working for yourself, and did you have like a corporate gig before that?
So I have started. Technically, my role started in advertising. So, graduated from USC with a bachelor in advertising and went directly into newspaper. So, my background is actually a little bit in the media space as well. But I was an account manager working for the state newspaper right out of college.
Awesome.
I worked actually with Chase and Bernie way back when. Bernie actually was the one that gave me my first job
I love
because I
it.
was I was interning for a chamber of commerce, and he was in Leadership Columbia, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing after college, and he was like, I got a job for you, and so that was actually a really great, segue into like me staying in Columbia and using that network of people to kind
Mhm.
of continually move through my career. But after I left the state newspaper, I think that I was playing kickball or something with someone. And so one of their friends worked for a digital agency. So I went and worked for a digital agency for like 2 or 3 years. And then Chase, who was my one of my accounts when I was working the state newspaper, moved back to Columbia and
Mhm.
was like, I'm working for the Free Times. Do you want to come work with me? And I was like, no.
Pass, Chase.
Pass.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. And so it only took him to twist my arm. And I was just like, all right. And so I worked for the Free Times actually for about 2.5 years, which I absolutely loved my time there. And it was a different side of, my advertising life. I worked on sales. And so I actually got to know so many small businesses in Columbia. And that was just so much fun. Just kind of helping support them through like the media space and things like that. And, this will connect to my photography world in a little bit. But once I left the newspaper world, I got poached by a co-working space called SoCo, which you guys know.
Mhm. Yes, we do.
Greg over at SoCo essentially was just like, come work with me. You can make your own role here and you can do whatever you want and essentially manage the space and make this a cool place to work. And so that was super fun. And I worked there for a couple years. And through working there, um, tons of other freelancers and entrepreneurs were in
Mhm.
that space, and
Mhm.
everyone was just like, "What are you doing? Like, what do you mean you're just doing photos for
Yeah.
free?" And I was just like, "I don't know. It's just a hobby." Like, I picked up a camera, like, probably in high school and was always, like, that
Mhm.
girl taking pictures, and then was taking pictures at, like, all these events for, like, my Instagram page called Go Cola. But, like, that was kind of, like, on the DL when I was working in advertising because I never want to like promote all the
Mhm.
sales side of the
Yeah.
newspaper world. And so I was taking pictures, doing all this content and social stuff before social media was big. And so I think I remember even going to like the state newspaper. This is 2013. It was like, Instagram's the next big thing. And they're like, no, no, no. I don't know about that.
It's funny.
And I was just like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to start my own page called Go Cola. And
Mhm.
so coupled between wanting to start social media in like 2013 all the way to probably 19 when everyone at Succo was like, "You need to do your own thing." And I was
Mhm.
like, "Okay." why not?
Okay.
So
Did they ask you twice the way Chase did?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
That's
They
what
just have
we're
to say it
learning.
twice?
Ask her twice, twist her arm, she'll do it.
because originally in the beginning, I was just like doing photo shoots for like bottles of wine for my friends. And it's just like, oh, cook me
I
dinner,
love
like a
it.
gift card or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then like I was doing that for like a year or two. And then they were like, Lynn, like this doesn't pay bills. Like you need to do something. And so I started charging for photography, I think in 2019. And then the pandemic happened in 2020. Kind of crazy time frame then, but I went back to working for a corporate job for a very little bit. Probably lasted a year and a half before I was just like, wow, I just love working for myself instead.
Yeah.
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 But
Yeah.
in that time frame that I was working for a corporate, I was managing like 9 restaurants here in Colombia
Wow.
through that
Mhm.
company, and it was a ton of fun. And every single day was like different. And I remember being like, "Oh wow, like I can definitely do this now." Going from agency life to like to newspaper, and then transitioning to like, oh, these are like people that I want to work with. And
Mhm.
I think coupling the network of Colombia, that was kind of helpful in terms of just like, oh, like branch out on my own. So technically 2021 was like officially like this is feels safe. Like I'm not
This is
trading
it.
bottles of wine for work.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
so yeah, so since 2021 I've been doing my own thing for photography and social media management throughout Colombia. And so I either solo for myself or I freelance for other agencies as well. So kind of a little bit what you guys do. So I guess I get contracted through agencies and they tell me what they need help with. And I'm a third arm for them, essentially. Very
Lots of twists
long-winded
and
way to
turns.
get,
Yeah.
I know,
I
literally
love it.
long-winded
No,
way
I
to
love
get to where I
it.
am.
I love it. I love it. So what kind of is your mix? Like, do you do more social than photography? Does it kind of ebb and flow, or is it like a even split?
Um, I think it is an even split throughout the year until like October, and then October is my holiday season, as you may know.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know.
I
Yes.
do. I do all my like. I actually feel like I do like 60% of my photography business in the months of October, November, December. So like the
Wow.
rest of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
year, probably every month, I probably take on like 7 to 8 shoots between like branding or families or whatever it
Sure.
is, like a month. And then
Mhm.
in October, it goes from like October to probably like January. I take on about 70 different photography clients. And
Wow.
that's a lot of like
Wild.
families and sessions
Yeah.
and branding and
Yeah.
Children.
Christmas
Yes, yes.
parties, like, so like the average of like, oh, like here's like the restaurants I work with, it's like 5 or 6, and then here's 25 families on top of that.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question then, because since you know so consistently, like this is my busiest time of year, and you do so much social media management on top of that, how do you, even I just had this conversation yesterday of like, how do you balance out knowing this is my heavy time with photography, but then social media is constant? So, like, how are you doing balancing, or do you not? Because that would make me
Yeah,
feel
because
better
we
too.
don't. That's what our episode ended up. She was like, "How do you balance it?" I was like, "I don't. I'm
Don't.
crazy and I'm tired." So, do you have
Now
the
I'm
answer?
asking Lynn, do you have an answer for me?
I would like to say that I could say balance, but I feel like any entrepreneur out here, we all know this,
Yes.
that we say yes too much. And
Yes.
Yes.
so uh that does get me in trouble, I think, with like all the photography stuff. I usually will not take on any extra social client work between October and like January. A
Mhm.
lot of times, like sometimes people come to me like in the summertime. They're like, "Oh, like we need like help for like social." I'm like, "You have me for 3 months in October. Like you won't hear from me. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
cool."
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
I think I had like it's actually funny because I had probably I actually had a job offer last, like, October, and I
Mhm.
didn't realize it was a job offer, and I was, like, going through and, like, talk chit-chatting with them as a social client that I was helping do, like, one-off stuff for, and they're like, "Oh, like, we just wanted to catch up," and they're, like, halfway through the conversation, like, "We wanna hire you, like, full-time," and I was like, "Imma tell you right now, you can only
No.
get me part-time."
That's wild.
Never. Yeah, I've had a couple clients be like, "So, do you want to?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. No,
No,
you
Yeah.
hard
can give
no.
me a large retainer and like
Yeah.
pre-book half my month,
Yeah.
but you ain't never gonna get me tied down ever again. I
No,
can't do it.
I
no.
know.
I can't."
And so a lot of times I either tell like agency work too, because I freelance for multiple ones here in Columbia. I just kind of let them know like, hey, like I need like a little bit of a lighter load, and sometimes like they take on the work, like take back some of the work, or they know not to like give me a little too much. So I think for one of
Mhm.
my agencies, I do a mix of photography and social work, and like the last 3 months were super light load. So I was like, oh, like here, I'll do a bunch of social. And then this month is like, I've had probably like 3 shoots and like we have like 5 shoots next week. And I was like, all right,
Mhm.
well, you can expect these social decks like next week,
Yep.
not
Mhm.
last
That's
week.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh,
So
man.
I think it's having that
Yeah.
clear conversation with the agencies I work with, or even like, I think this first 2 years that I started freelancing by myself. Um, right when I was working for SoCo, I was saying yes too much. And
Yeah.
I just remember being like overwhelmed and was like, oh, like what is my max? I didn't know
Mhm.
what the ceiling was
Sure.
there. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
then when I was working for the restaurant group after that, I was like, oh, 9 is what I'm comfortable with. And so,
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
now I
okay.
know, and I tell everyone, I was like, I can handle, like, 9 social accounts in a mix of, like, full-time work or, like, part-time stuff. So, and if I meet that, like, 9 threshold, um, I just pass off the work. I was like, "I'm sorry. I'm booked. I'm booked and busy."
That's so good that you know that, though. I mean, I feel like that
Yeah.
also comes with the time that you've been doing this, that you know,
Yeah.
like, this is my limit. I can't do more than that.
Mhm. Well, I also wanna be fair to clients too. Like, I have
Yes.
those conversations with them. It's like,
Yes.
"Hey, like, I know I am at capacity right now. I can only take on so much work. If you need some support, um, if they're like, "We really need someone," I will just do some consulting work with them, and then that's, like, an hour or 2 of my time, and then, like, that's it for the month. But
Mhm.
outside of that, I'm like, "Circle back with me in January,"
Yeah.
and it's a yes
Right.
for me then.
Perfect.
Right, right, right. So do you have other social people or other photographers that you refer out to? It sounds like most of the photography stuff you keep taking, but if your roster is full, which I love the idea that you have a roster for your like
Yeah.
seats on your bench, um,
Yes.
do you just have other freelancers that you refer them out to, and are they local?
Yes. So photography especially, I have like a whole network of photographer friends
Mhm.
that I have an idea of like, oh, like, what is it that you need? Like I've worked with Crush like a ton,
Yeah,
doing
love
stuff with
Crush.
like events and everything. I know.
Yeah.
He's always booked and busy too. And like we always joke that like
Yes.
people always ask
Yes.
us, oh, like, are you working right now? And like we're not full-time wedding photographers. And so
Yeah.
we're working. You just like don't see us because we're like
Yeah.
lurking behind the stage taking photos.
Yeah. I feel like you, Crush, and Forrest are like that. Like, I never see
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all, but I see
yeah.
y'all, right? Like, yeah.
It's like our work is, like, all throughout, like, town.
Everywhere.
It's
Yeah.
everywhere, and, it's always fun to, like, pass off work to all them too, and, like, they do the same thing, which is kinda nice, so I feel like a lot of us would text each other, it's like, "Hey, like, there's something coming, like, this weekend, and we can't fill this spot," and, like, we have that roster of friends that we, like, know that we can trust and, like, does good work and can turn that work around pretty quickly for especially for events. And then I have a wedding roster because I don't particularly do, like, a ton of weddings. I'll say yes every once in a while. Also, it's a twist my arm, ask me twice
Yeah.
situation. But I take a couple of those a year, but for the most part, I have a group of photographer friends that, like, I usually ask the client, like, "What's your style? Like, where is it located? Like, what's your budget?" And I know exactly within, like, the Columbia realm, like, which photographer to, like, send that lead to. And then video work as well. I do, like, short form content, and there's so many amazing videographers in Colombia that I'm just like,
Yeah.
"If you want a
Yeah.
commercial, like, these people are your people. If
Yes.
you need
Yes.
10 seconds, I am your
Yeah.
girl."
Yep.
Like,
Right.
I was like, "You can't expect me to do a 3-minute long video for you." Like, that's not my thing. I could
Right.
say yes, but that would be doing me and you a disservice. So
Right. Right.
yeah. I stay in my lane.
Okay.
No, and that's what I'm hearing a lot of, and I think
Yeah.
that's smart. Eva, you were gonna say something.
The same thing, like, we talk about
Yeah.
that a ton, like, about how particularly, like, I quit my job 1 month before COVID, so I for, like, most of 2020, I was like, "I'll take anything." Like, SEO, sure, I'll learn it, right? Like, you want me to, like, learn how to code a website? Sounds great, right? And now one of the things that I think makes like, it's like a hallmark of, like, a successful business is knowing when to say, "No, I don't do that." So
Yeah, I agree. And another thing that I just want to talk about, I feel like you have done probably one of the best at like your personal brand and being so well known in the Columbia area. And but because you're one of the first people that I kind of recognize as like this is a freelancer out here doing her own thing. And I you've done such a great job of that. But what does that kind of looked like getting to building that network? I know you kind of talked about it with your job, but how do you keep maintaining that network?
I think just showing up for people. I always say that, like, for me, it is friends first, business second. And I
mm,
treat folks like that. And so, like, a lot of times, actually, a lot of my work has been because I was friends with my clients, and then they asked me, "Can you help me with
mhm,
X, Y, and Z?"
mhm.
Sometimes I'm like, "Oh, like, let's keep some separation here," and I will say no. And other times I'm like, "Hey, I noticed, and I was waiting for you to ask me, but I don't."
I've
Yeah.
been right here the whole time.
Yes, exactly. And so I just feel like in Colombia, every connection is so like important.
Mhm,
But I think that there is a fine line between like, hey, like I can do this for you and like you can do this for me, like and that kind of business exchange, which I'm not always a fan of. In my
mhm.
head, I'm always just like, hey, like if you need me, like that's cool. But like I'm never gonna push my work on someone.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that that has really helped me in terms of, like, making true connections in Colombia,
Mhm,
outside of just work, and I think that, you know, that has helped tenfold because people always it's actually all my friends have recommended me to work. So, like,
mhm.
I mean, I'm working random events, like, I think I did the Pest Control Association for the last 2 years, and that was
Love it.
super out of the blue, and one of my
Yeah.
friends was like, How do you find this work?" And I was just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, a friend of a friend." And,
Yeah.
like, they recommended me because they're like, "Oh, like, Lynn is amazing, like, she is so fun to work with, like, she'll do a
Mhm,
great job," and I love working with this company and I have seen these folks like, time and time again and like they bring me joy and like we like have fun together at these events. And I remember just like,
mhm.
we mean business. Like it's like, hey, like let's do something fun over here and like do something
Yeah.
crazy for pest control.
For pest control. I mean, it needs to be done. Like, I feel like corporate marketing doesn't get, like, enough, um, like, credit. Like, it's gotta be done, y'all. Like, somebody's gotta run these
Hmm.
social accounts and take these pictures of their weird awards, right? And, like,
Hmm.
put together their brochures and make their logo not look hideous. Like,
Hmm.
somebody's gotta do it.
Yeah.
So I love that, the Pest Control Association. That's great. That's great. I think I
That
called
was
you
a
for
super random one.
yeah, I think I
Yeah.
called you for headshots for a construction company, like, with, like, 3 days
Hmm.
notice, and then, um, like, I got they sent me the pictures back, and I was like, "These are more than headshots, I hope she charged appropriately, because I told her one thing, and then I think you got there, and they were like, "Can we get, like, 800 group shots?" I was like, "Yeah, of course
Man,
we
that's
can.
very different.
It's fine." She did great. They loved
It's
working with
fun.
you, so, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Lynn, I imagine I don't know that we have a ton of overlapping clients because I haven't done anything for the Pest Control Association personally. Um, but I do know we have Columbia Food and Wine is coming up, and I'm doing a bunch of the design work for that. Like I just paused to record because I was working on the reconstruction dinner placemat and menu selection. So I'm assuming you'll be there.
At at a lot of the events, I think I am
Yes.
at a different event for during that time frame.
Okay. Well, I'm not,
Was
I
that
can
is
only
that
make
on
it. Yeah, I don't, is it Thursday?
I think I'm at cocktail games. I'm at an event or 2 events every single day, so
Yeah.
Wild.
It's wild. I'd never worked on it before. I'd only ever attended the grand
Mhm,
tasting, and now that I'm helping out with some of
mhm.
the design work, I'm like, "Oh my god,
There's so much.
it's so much." So, I know
Mhm,
I'm losing my mind a little bit because of Chase, it's fine.
mhm.
We love you, Chase. Thank you for the work. But I'll be done in, like, a couple days because everything's gotta go to print. I think as I'm ramping down, you're gonna probably be ramping up because 'cause don't you go
Mhm.
anyways
Yes.
for other reasons? Yeah, so tell us about that.
So I am helping a little bit on social right now.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
it's actually funny because I was like trying to look for the font for a social post earlier, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Where is
yeah,
this?"
yeah, yeah. Text me, I might know.
I found it thankfully. So
Okay, good, good.
a lot of times, um, especially for events in Columbia, sometimes I wear multiple hats, and so it's really funny because I have actually, I'll be at some press event and I would have friends come up and they're like, "So which hat are you wearing today?"
Yeah,
And sometimes, so I mentioned a little bit earlier, but I run a social media account personally, and it is my I always hate using this term, but it is my influencer account, but it's a lot of fun, but it kind of helps promote Columbia and the events that go around in Columbia. And so I'm invited to Columbia Food and Wine as an influencer
an
promoting
influencer.
the event through yeah, through that event. And so I'll be at 2 of the events as Go Cola, and then I
Wow.
am on the back end. Literally, we're like ramping up on content and like
Yeah,
we're having a social conversation this week and a in-person all hands on Friday essentially to like prep for
I'm
next week.
sure, I'm
And
sure.
there's probably like a team of like 8 of us like covering different events. So there's like a photographer, a videographer, 2 social leads, and then whoever's speaking at the event. And so like we all have to coordinate for every single event. So I saw like the master list the other day and I was like, "Ooh, this is a lot of footprint everywhere."
It's so
And so
much, yeah.
it's so much. And so in some of the roles, I'll be taking social content for the Call Me Food and Wine. Sometimes I'm
Mhm,
taking social event for my personal page. And
mhm.
then a couple events I'm covering as a photographer that I will hand over all the photos for Food and Wine at the end of
Got it,
the event
Man,
got
season.
it.
you're
Yeah.
busy.
So it was a lot of fun.
It's cool. Yeah, I just never been to it before. Now,
Mhm,
again, because I'm really looking at it, I'm like, it's a huge undertaking.
mhm,
And some of the events overlap and some of the events are like, some are kid friendly, some are not,
mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And I really like the range of it. I worked on all the specialty event logos. So I have a
Mhm.
personal ask of you because I can't go to most of these things because I'll be out of town for another client. Um, but if you see anything with the logos on it, please take a picture of it so I have it for my portfolio.
See, now she has to wear another
Yes.
hat. But
Yeah,
ask
well,
her
Yes.
in
she's gonna
again
be
and she'll do it.
there anyways. Just take a picture.
She's gonna
I
get
just
them.
had
Yes.
I had a lot of fun making something for
Yeah.
Bunaroo, although I had to make an illustration of buns that made sense, like,
Uh-huh.
because I couldn't do
I was
hamburger
literally
buns
trying to
because there aren't gonna be hamburgers there.
I thought there were sliders. There's lobster rolls.
Yeah, but that's not a
Just
really a bun, that's like a longer one, and it wasn't gonna make sense.
yeah.
I did bao buns, little, like,
Yeah.
bao buns with, like, crosses on
Okay,
the
that's
top.
yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that
I
this is
ha
a legit conversation because it's
Oh,
we
no, the
these are
best
things we have to deal with.
no,
I know.
I'm just glad I can talk about it now because when I was working on it, the presser hadn't gone out yet. So I could not tell anybody what I was working
Yeah.
on because none of the stuff had been revealed yet.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like over here working on stuff called the
Mhm.
cheese rave. And I'm like, I can't talk to anybody. This is really cool. I want to talk to someone. So now I can
I'm
talk
so
about it on the
excited for the
podcast.
cheese rave. I actually,
I
for
know.
one of the posts today, I had to find like photos from the past years that like were
Hmm.
somewhat similar to like the events that we have coming up, so we can like turn
Hmm.
that into a carousel post and like promote the events. And I was just
Hmm.
like, I was in the same boat of like, I need to look for something that looks like a bun, but not like a
Yeah.
bun. And so
Yeah.
like it's like it was probably like 800 photos, and it took me like the last like hour and a half, and I just pulled together my library of photos that I'm using in my
Mhm.
carousel. But I was just like, "Oh, this is a slider." So I felt the same way. I was like, "I
Yeah.
need a bell button."
Yeah,
Uh,
or, the one that's Smoke on the Water, like, has
mhm,
barbecue, and I don't eat
mhm.
barbecue, and so it's like,
Yeah.
barbecue sandwiches look ugly as illustrations.
Huh.
I guess Imma
The
put a
grill.
pig on it. I put a pig.
Yep.
I
Okay.
went with a pig.
Yeah.
But then too, like, they'd given me the names, but not the descriptions of anything, which was most of it I could figure out, but I saw him Chase later, I was like, "Yeah, some of the icons I had to switch out because I didn't have the descriptions," and he was like, "Oh, we had those." I was like, "Well, they didn't make it to me." So I was just shooting in the dark as to what the reconstruction dinner was. Like, I was like, "I don't know." So, it's fine. It's
Reconstructing
fine.
plates of food.
Yeah, right.
Literally, I was like, "Is it, like, deconstructed?" I don't know. You know what? They're gonna be drinking wine. I'm gonna put a wine glass on it and just call it a day.
Yes.
You do so many events. Do you I'm the type I get so exhausted with if I do too many events, but do you I'm guessing you might be the opposite and might thrive in that environment. But how are you like do you enjoy is that the type of stuff you really like doing or going to these events? Because you just said you were in
Mhm.
like 2 events a day. So what how do you kind of manage that mentally?
Actually joked that, and I made this post on Coca-Cola, but, as I told my friends, I was like, "This is, like, my Super Bowl." Like,
Mhm.
when, like, food festival season comes around, I was like, "This is, like, my favorite time of year," because, one,
Yeah.
like, working, in the food and bev industry for so long prior to this, I felt like, the tie-in of, like, seeing all my friends working the tables, like, that's, like, so much fun for me, and then I get to eat everything, get to drink everything, get to, like,
Yeah.
promote and talk about Colombia. Honestly, this week alone, like, for food and wine gives me energy, and then, I do know that I'm gonna get a lot of steps in, so I think it's, like, the Monday or Tuesday right after the festival, I have a massage booked, so we're good.
Ooh,
Planning
perfect. Good
ahead. I
girl.
like it.
Yeah, good job.
So, yes. So, mentally, I'm like, "Oh, so prepared," because I love, like, this time of year, but physically, my body will pay for it later.
Oh, sure. You gotta have recovery time. Well, and do you travel a lot too, right? Because I know we
Mhm.
talked a lot about Colombia, but I feel like I see you're on the road all the time
Yeah.
at different events. So I that's something different. As a graphic designer, I don't necessarily have to deal with as much because I can do pretty much everything from behind my computer. But you have to actually factor in travel time a lot. So
Mhm.
I feel like the management of all that probably gets tricky, especially with knowing you have to, like, manage all these projects plus
Yeah.
travel.
Yeah, last year, that was probably rough because I was down in Charleston a good bit, and I think I would have, like, one, like, sitting at my desk working day, and I would
Mhm.
literally, like was working out of a coworking space out of Charleston or when I was here in Columbia and, like, be like, "No one talk to me," like, I
Yeah.
have to be heads down, like, I'm
Yeah.
having, like,
Go
3
away.
coffees, and I'm, like,
Yeah.
trying to get as much work done
Yeah.
because, like, I know that I'm gonna be on the road for, like, 4 days, and I think,
Mhm.
like, after last summer, I was so traumatized by that, I was just like, "Okay, like, I need to, like, put gaps in, like, my days where it's just like, oh, like,
Yeah.
if I know I have, like, a big event on, like, Friday, like, I won't, like, book another shoot until, like, later in the week the next week. Otherwise, like, because last
Yeah.
year, I think I was like, "Oh," like, because I was in Columbia, Charleston, Greenville, Charlotte, a lot actually, rotating between them. I'd be like, "Oh, well, while I'm in Columbia, let me just do 3 shoots in one day like a maniac, and
Yeah.
then drive to Charleston and do another shoot, and then
Yeah.
let's go to Charlotte the next day on my 3rd
Right.
day, and then
Right.
on the 5th day, I'm just like, I think I could die, but
Yeah.
no, I can't. There's no time for dying.
There's no
There's
time for
only
that.
time for edit
I think
There's
it
only
goes
time
And
for
on the
editing.
7th day, Lynn died, I think is and on the 7th day,
So
she perished.
yes, and so, like and those are always a mix of, like, oh, like, I have some social accounts that were, like, in Colombia that I was like, "Oh, like, let me do, like, content," and it's, like, it's all fun stuff, like, it's not, like, heavy duty work, and, like, if I'm working for a restaurant, it's literally, like, an hour of, like, "Ooh, like, let me take pictures of these cocktails and food, and I get to eat it later," and then, like, I'm like, "Oh, that's so exhausting," but, like, when you're on the I know, but then, like, when you're, like, on the road for, like, the 2 hours and you get
Oh,
back and then
yeah.
you're like, "Alright,"
Yeah.
like, the mental load of, like, "Okay, now I have to convert all this content into reels that make sense, to carousels
Right.
that make sense. Now I have to write captions," because, like, that's also another thing, it's just, like, I'm a one-person like agency essentially. And so
Mhm.
I do the content creating, I take the photos, I work with, all the managers literally behind like bar managers and like the owners and stuff to like coordinate these things, writing the captions, scheduling everything, and making sure everything's out. And I'm like, okay, guys. On top of that, I have to also do my photography side. So
Yeah.
It sounds awful, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I manage a lot of
it is.
social accounts. I manage
Uh-huh.
26, but, like, some of those
Uh-huh.
are, like, 6 for the same person, right? Like, politicians are on every channel. I manage,
Yeah.
like, 26 of them, and I hate every single one of them, unless you're listening and you pay me, in which case, you're the exception. I
You love
love you so much.
Yeah.
God, I hate
Yeah.
social. I like doing my own
No,
social,
I'm
that's
with you.
fun.
I had
Yeah.
one client recently I was doing social for. I had and every time we'd had a meeting, I told them, I was like, "Look, I do want you to know it will be okay to me if you find someone else to do your social."
Yeah, I'm not
But
gonna be
they were in a
upset.
bind, so I was like, "I'll do it,
Yeah,
but if you can find someone," but
yeah.
it's a
Please
love-hate thing.
do.
It really
Please
Yes.
do. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
so God
I know.
bless
I will
you, and, if
yeah.
something opens up, I might give you some of mine because I don't want it.
I will say sometimes that's a nice part of working with agencies is that like sometimes like the load is like mixed. So like for me,
Mhm.
like I think of one agency like I just do content creation for. So I actually
yeah, that's fun.
don't create the videos. I don't schedule anything. I don't write the captions. I don't talk to anyone aside
Yes.
from
Woo!
like my account manager. And I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
like this is so fun. And so like I probably work like 4 to like 6 hours a month with like this one agency. And I'm just like, I just go around and take the content, take the photos, and I drop everything into Google and I'm like,
Perfect.
good luck.
Yeah.
Deuces.
If you need me, you don't.
I love that. I love that.
Do you have
Yeah.
a preference though, like over social media management versus social content creation? Do you lean towards like if you had to pick just doing one of those, do you have one that you would lean towards?
I would love to just do the content creation side. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I actually,
Yeah, it
I
sounds
probably
great.
talked about this with most creatives. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
like photographers and videographers, like we love taking and directing and doing all that stuff, but piecing it all together and like
Yes.
giving it life after, we're just like, oh, this is exhausting.
Yeah.
Um, like I think I was doing a shoot last week with for a ribbon cutting. And I was like, oh, like I was there for like 4 hours and took like 800 photos. And I was like, this is going to be great. And then I got home and I was like, oh, this is going to be terrible. I
Yeah.
have to go
Why'd I
through
take so many?
I have to go through all these. And now I have to
Uh,
like cull everything and edit everything and I'm just like, oh, this is
Mhm.
the hard part, the fun part
yeah.
we all
Yeah.
love.
Mm.
Oh.
I'm like, and
Um,
I'm so bad about it because I'm like, oh, you deserve like 300 photos. And other people are like, here's 10. And I'm just
Yeah,
like,
right?
what are you gonna do with 10 photos? Like, what are you doing with the rest of those photos? And like I think
mhm.
that is I will say that is one of the differences with me and like some like family photographers because like I started doing photography as like not even like as a job. It was for fun and I love taking photos and I love doing this for like businesses and like families and friends and stuff. And they'll be like, there's like 300 photos. Like, what are we doing with all this? And I was like, what am I going to do with it afterwards?
Yeah. You might as well have them. No.
You might as well have it. Like, I'm not gonna withhold this from you. And I've heard
Right.
other families literally be like, "Oh, well, we like paid X amount. We got to pick 3 photos." And I was like, "Wait, what?"
Man.
Yeah.
And they're like, "It's like an hour-long shoot, and there's yeah, we had to pick like 3 to 10 pictures that we could keep, and anything after that, like, we got charged extra." And I was like, "Wait, wait, wait. What are they doing with the rest of these photos?" It just lives in the cloud, and no
Yeah.
one gets to see the light of day. And that's
I think
totally okay if that's their business motto. But like,
sure.
I just think that people deserve to have all their photos.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you've spent a long time at the shoot, right? Like, I think it
Mhm,
matters if you're there for
mhm.
half an hour, like, maybe only or, like, 15
Yeah,
minutes, like, but,
yeah,
like, what are you gonna get in that time?
yeah.
Um, I did a personal shoot once, and I got to pick 40 out of the library, and, like,
Mhm.
and they were untouched when I picked them, because she only edited the ones I wanted, which was perfectly fine, but, like,
Sure.
I was like, 40 is a lot, like, we
I
only
know. I would
shot
be
for a couple hours. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't even want to go through 40.
But it's funny though because like I get why people want like all of their pictures, but
Mhm.
this is a public service announcement. If I follow you on Facebook and you have not learned yet that nobody, and I mean nobody, wants all 80 of your family pictures uploaded to an album on Facebook, I'm here to tell you nobody wants to see that, boo boo. Like, pick 10. It's
10.
15.
Solid
Like, I knew
10.
this girl that did that. It was like all you could tell, like, she just took all the files from the photographer because it's like 6 pictures and they're like her head's just slightly tilted in one of
Yeah.
them. I'm like, "Just
Gosh.
pick the one, right? Like,
Pick the
so
best
I
ones
don't
and
care if
put
that's
them up
mean.
there.
I don't care if it's mean.
When have you cared?
Right. It is not 2007, and we did not download our like little memory card from our digital camera last night onto MySpace. Stop dumping all of your pictures on Facebook. Uh,
I
sorry,
love it.
that's it.
Hot
You know,
take.
Hot
hot take.
take. I
I
know.
go on
I
one
it's
rant an episode, so here we go.
minimum. One rant
Yeah.
minimum.
Well, we have a guest. I didn't want to be rude.
It's
I love
we're
it.
all friends. I love a
Yeah,
rant.
yeah. Lynn
This is
has
now a
never
rant and
seen
rave.
me have an attitude or be sassy, so I didn't want to disrupt that.
And we're just like,
It's
I
it's called a joke, guys. It's called a joke. Oh.
So, Lynn, I would love to know, like, what do you think your future looks like? Do you kind
Ooh.
of like, what's your, I hate saying 5-year plan because people ask me that and I'm like, hell if I know, but like, where do you see like the
Keep
next,
paying my bills, doing
yeah,
this.
keep doing this thing?
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I love the social media space. I do feel like it is changing and evolving a lot. Um,
yeah.
Mhm.
I definitely think that there is still a good use of like having a human touch, not the
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
AI touch. So as
Yep.
long
Sure.
as people have me for the social media side, that'd be great. But the photography side, I always joke, I was like, can't replace a photographer at an event with a robot. Like
Mm.
the robot's not gonna
No.
get that.
Mm-mm.
Like you can fake your headshot and like that's about it probably, but like you
Yeah.
Can
like
you? I can
But
spot
no,
them.
I can spot
Yeah,
them.
I can spot them.
I oh my god, I can spot them a mile away. I'm just like that little teeny tiny bubble on like Instagram. I'm
yeah.
I
like
know, I know.
AI.
And they put them on these men, they put them on their dating profiles. I'm like, "Stop it. Stop."
Stop. It
Sorry.
like
Again, that was my second
the,
rant. That was a small one.
I'm
Proceed.
over here just like your neck is looking too thin for your head. So,
Ain't gonna fool me. All right.
I love it.
but definitely I love the photography space still. So I think that that is something that long term maybe it might evolve. Who knows? Maybe down the line, like I might take on more weddings. But right now I do still love like the event space and like branding work and like working with food and bev world. That's always been like my love is the hospitality and branding space. But so hopefully I can continue to work with more of those kinds of companies in the future. But again, I'm just like I'm an entrepreneur, and much like you guys, I sometimes get bored, and you never know.
Yeah, you might start a whole new thing. Who knows?
Yeah. What do
I
you
do joke.
need? It doesn't pay well.
Yes, I do always joke. I'm just like, oh man, like can't give me too much free time. I might try to start a hobby that I will try to monetize. So
Yeah, I
So,
love it.
yeah, I have that problem because, like, I'm like, I should get back into, like yes, I need to get back to, like, painting and just creating, but then
Mhm.
every now and then I'm like, "Okay, but, like, what if I, like, started doing macrame or started doing, like, custom dyeing?" It's like, you're gonna start selling it, and then it's not gonna be fun anymore. Stop it. Stop it.
Mhm.
And so, I'm
There's
Yeah,
a
getting to that
fine
as well.
line.
Yeah.
Sometimes the money side wins.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's just like
Yeah.
no, it has to be a hobby for a while. And that's what I always say.
Yes,
I'm just like, oh, like
keep it a hobby for a bit.
yes, we
But I have I
try.
have I have an hourly rate. What do you mean I'm gonna do something and not get paid? Like, what?
Like, I'm pretty sure like every week, like I wake up and I'm just like, wow, I could do this. Like whatever new random thing that
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
see out there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I could paint like that, or I can like
Yeah.
make this, or I can be a
yeah.
plant mom and like sew all these like whatever.
I
I'm just
I
like,
think
no,
that's
like
how this
there's no
podcast got
time.
started.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think think it's an entrepreneurial. I'm gonna keep
It
all
is a
that in.
tough word.
It's a weird word. I think it's that entrepreneur. Y'all know what I'm saying. I think it's
Entrepreneurship.
that. Yes.
Mindset. Yes.
Um, I think it's just the mindset, right? Like when
Mhm.
Yeah.
you have the personality that you can get up and self-motivate and go find the work and do the work and like keep yourself like promoted and like pay your bills and manage your life. Like, yeah, I did all this. What do you mean I can't do that? What do you mean I
Yeah.
can't do? I can do that. I can do
You're
that.
unstoppable
Give me
now.
give me 2 days and I'll be an
Exactly.
expert. I can do this. I can do that.
Uh,
There's
So,
so no,
yeah.
one of my friends is, and you guys probably do this for each other. It's like, yeah, no, you can definitely do that, girl. And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna do it right now. I have one
yep.
of those friends that like a couple years ago before he moved away, like every week we would like have coffee together, and he's like, all right, well, what are we like coming up with now? And there is a random Instagram page out there for when we decided that we wanted to make churros and sell them at the farmer's market. And we got a machine, got Instagram, like did the email. And then like
Love
two,
this.
like we literally, we test drove like all these different churro recipes for like 2 weeks and like at his mom's house. And she's over here just like, okay, well, this needs more sugar. And we're over here just like, all right, we're going to fill it with this. And then like 2 weeks later, we're just like, we don't have time for this. Like we're bored of
Yeah,
this now. And
like
we just,
yeah, like no offense, you go sit up at the market for 5, not that I don't love all the
Oh
market
my gosh.
vendors, they're great, but I walk around there and I'm like, I could do that. I'm like, but I don't want to sit here for 5 hours on my Saturday.
Oh, that's fair. Lynn, did I see you're an Aries? Because that makes sense,
yes.
everything you just said. I'm like, no, you're like, I am determined. I came up with this idea 5 minutes ago. I'm going to make this my life choice. And then now I'm over it.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm like,
Sounds
I never know. Is it my Aries or my eldest daughter or like the fact that I'm
It's a
ADD
great mixture.
sometimes? Like, it's a
right.
combination of all of that.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
like when people like say like, oh, like, why not? And I'm just like, you're right, why not?
Yeah, why
Why
And then
not? That's all I need to hear.
I mean, I
and
don't have
I'm
time
just
to
like,
sleep, but other than that, why not?
who needs sleep?
No.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Well, this has been great, Lynn. Thank you so much for coming on and
Yeah.
sharing your story and all that kind of stuff. And I think this has been like just a really cool conversation hearing about like where your overlap is very similar to like what Danielle and I do, and then just
Yeah.
and I also, before we go, I did want to say that I know that you don't like calling yourself an influencer, but anytime I buy something because of you, I say I've been Linfluenced.
Oh,
Yeah. Your fans last summer saved me because I got Linfluenced and my AC went out and
I
I had my little
literally just went to
fan.
buy
See?
another one.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
So,
not even kidding.
yes,
It's like gonna be like 90 degrees this weekend, and I
I
have
know.
3 fans, but I was like, "What if I need another?"
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You might.
So I I like it. I call it getting Linfluenced when you cause me to buy something. So
That's
it's
fair.
great. It's great.
I love it. All
Too
right.
Well,
funny.
thanks for listening, everybody. I think this might be one of our last episodes of the season. Certainly our last interview of the
Last
season.
guess for sure.
Last guest for the season.
Lynn,
But
I'm
yeah, so
glad
we'll
it was
take.
you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
fun. So fun.
But yeah, we'll take a break over the summer, and then be back. But yeah, thanks again so much for coming on.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yep. Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
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 Remember to follow us on Instagram at Ghost Boss Podcast, and also please like and review us on your favorite podcast app.